Friday Workshop!
What are we working on
This week we are working on is opening up the 6.5-inch brushless circular saw from DeWalt.
Yeah, so we've got this brushless tool. We are not sponsored by DeWalt.
We wish we were.
Oh man, as much as we buy, we wish we were.
Wish we were.
So we're gonna review this tool.
Yeah, so it should be pretty cool. So here we go.
Ooh. I love DeWalt, how simple the packaging is in DeWalt. You can see that the tool here is going to be in one piece. It's not going to be wrapped in a bunch of plastic, like a plastic bag. It's not going to have a bunch of twist ties on it. It's not going to have a bunch of crazy stuff. This cardboard on the inside is just to keep the tool from moving around. So, so if I take this tool out of here, you can see all that's left in here is this and this. Here's the book. And here's another piece. This looks like a dust collection. Oh my goodness. How easy is this? This pulls up here. Does this one pull up straight as well? This one's got a little bit. Oh, there's a knob right here. You gotta get past the knob, pull up. It just sits in there. The ease of the packaging. Inside, if you get one of these, don't forget that inside there's an actual blade in here. So free blade comes with it. Don't forget, don't throw away this packaging and throw away your free blade. Make sure that you pull this out and get the 6.5-inch blade. Look at this guy right here. Okay, we probably won't use this blade. I'm not a fan of these blades. You can see it'll do rip or cross cuts. You can see how the blades are shaped here. It's just not enough teeth. We do a little bit more fine woodworking than working with hard lumber, and so we need a little bit more teeth and a little bit finer of a blade to make a little less tear out. This is a nice blade, but it's more of a framing construction blade than like anything you'd want to use on plywood, especially anything with laminated plywood. Definitely don't use this kind of blade. So I'm going to go over some of the features here, and we'll try them all out. Now something folded here. I'm not quite sure what folded. Oh, it might have been this safety guide here that was in there that flipped down rather than being folded. Okay. So we can see here that it's pretty much already set up. I've got a nice handle up here at the top. I can feel this handle. It's rubber, by the way. I love a good rubber grip on a tool. I can also tell that there's a tool here, right here. And this is, I don't even know what this is. Some sort of a guide or something? I have no idea what this is. I'm gonna have to look this up. That is crazy. I don't know what this is.
Comment down below if you know what this tool little bit thing is for. Right there.
Comment down below. I don't know what this is. This is the weirdest thing. It's in the manual. I have no idea what this is used for. I've never had one of these on a skill saw before. Any sort of circular saw. I don't know what this thing is. Maybe I'll find out later from one of you guys. What is this thing? Maybe it's to put all your fingers when you cut them off. You can just put them up in a line and save them right there. Don't know. This does have a safety switch right here. Here's the safety. So before you can pull up the trigger, you have to push down the safety and then you can pull up the trigger. So this is the safety right here. And then there's the trigger right there. This is the lock for the blade height. So you can put a height when you put your blade on there. This is the lock for that right here. So the blade height, you want all the way depth, you just want a little depth. That's your lock right here for this height depth. What's really nice is on the inside of the saw here, it has the actual height. Now I wouldn't trust these perfectly with like fine woodworking, but they're pretty good places to start for like how deep you want the cut to be. So this gauge is awesome actually. That's a great place to start. So also, this has an angle as well. What is the angle of this? This is your lock for that right now. Now it's at 0. You can unlock that. There we go. And go all the way to a 50. You can go past 45 on this. You can go all the way to a 50, which is crazy. There's the little marker right there. You can go to a 50. I've never done anything more than a 45 on these. But the bevel is fantastic. So the bevel is great. It's got a locking bevel. Fantastic there. This button right here is the brake. There's a brake right there. That button is your brake. So when you change the blades on these things, right? And it spins and spins and spins and you need to brake it. Some tools, you could just push this button here and it's broken and that's not moving anywhere. Some tools have this thing where you press the brake and it goes like 3/4 the way around before it actually brakes. That sucks. This one, you press the brake in, it's broken. It stops. It doesn't move. And that allows you to take the cap off and change the blade, which is fantastic. It's got a nice little rubber stopper here. This is removable, but the nice little rubber stopper for the gauge here, for the safety. Nice little rubber stopper here. This nice little rubber stopper looks like it's removable. I like to leave it on. I like to leave this piece on. I'm a big safety fan, and so I usually leave these pieces on right here. Super great. Love that rubber stopper there. There's a bite up here. I don't know if you can see this. This is for 0. So this is when you make the cut where the blade is gonna be, and it's well ahead of the blade, which is awesome. And there's a line that goes through, I don't know if you can see this, all the way through. See that 0 going through, and then there's a mark at the end here for the blade. That is awesome. Now this is a range because, I think that's because of the angle of the cut. But it's sweet. I love this 0. Underneath, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little angle to the very first piece of this right here when you come in. A lot of times you come in with an angle. So this is risen off a little bit, which is great. And this surface is super flat. I love the flatness of this surface. This tool is very light, by the way, as well. I'm excited by how light this tool is. The battery, of course, is on the back, and it takes 20 volts. And let's try it with the 6. Yeah, that's got some weight to it. Oh, that's nice. Okay, I don't know if you see that, but as soon as I pull my finger off this trigger, there's no slowdown. This motor doesn't slow down and keep spinning for a while, which is super dangerous if you cut yourself or something like that to have the blade keep going. I'm gonna hit the blade here, I'm gonna let go of my finger. See, it immediately stops. That is awesome. So it doesn't have this like slowdown. Also, what I'm seeing right here, I didn't even know it had, is there's a light for seeing where you're cutting, which is amazing. It's angled right here on the cutting surface. That's incredible. It's an LED light that's in there. I'm just not used to these modern tools with lights in them. Drills with lights in them, saws with lights in them. Like, what? That's insane to have that in your shop.
Yeah, you're gonna start saying back in my day.
Back in my day, we didn't have no lights on no tools.
Cue old-timey music. Back in my day, we didn't have no lights on any tools. Yeah. So, that's what that is. That's pretty cool. I'm excited. Okay, I do see that you can change this with a freaking hex key. That's amazing! So no longer going into your drawer for this thin little wrench that's like, where's that thin little wrench that moves this? I mean, I can clearly see that you can use one of those wrenches right here, but this has a hex tool. You can literally take a hex tool and undo it with a hex tool. That is amazing. I don't know why they haven't done that before. That's incredible. I love modern tools. This rubber handle, the grip on that, fantastic. Okay, I like this. I like this, I think, better than my other skill saw.
Friday workshop.
Okay, one thing I didn't mention is the actual dust collection right here. I threw that actual piece on, that plastic piece on. Just clipped right on. No tools needed.
Pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool saw for sure.
The circular saw, it's a small one. It's only 6.5 inches. I'm used to like a larger 10-inch saw. But this one looks great.
Nice compact. I mean, like, this looks like it'll work pretty well.
Very lightweight. The battery weighs more than the tool, honestly.
Which is funny, yeah.
I still don't know what this does.
Yeah, comment down below. What does that do? Why is this here? What is that for?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is the modern technology behind it?
Yeah, we don't know the modern technology. We just know, like, old skill saw, circular saw technology, so.
Yeah, pretty cool tool, though. But, if you enjoyed this one, you check out this video!
Like and subscribe, because our channel's awesome!
Yeah!